I've been asked to come out here and entertain you.
I never saw anything like it.
I don't know whether to sign him with the Dodgers or send him to Vietnam.
No. He's just slightly unconscious from being hit in the head with a bolt of lightning.
The Munsters Star Cast Now and Then. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the world of ghoulish delights and kooky charm as we take a closer look at the iconic cast of the Munsters. This show, which first aired in the 1960s, is still a beloved classic, and its characters have become household names. So, grab your popcorn and maybe a little something spooky because we're about to go on a wild ride through the lives and careers of these unforgettable actors. Let's take a stroll through the quirky world of the Munsters, where the supernatural met sitcom in a hilariously lovable way. This iconic show, which aired from 1964 to 1966, introduced us to the delightfully bizarre Munster family, a Frankenstein-inspired dad, a vampire mom, a werewolf son, and a pint-sized Dracula. With its unique blend of humor and horror, the Munsters captured hearts, and today, we're diving into the lives of its stars, where they started, where they ended up, and everything in between.
I'll be coming out of chute number 4. Now make sure and be there.
Fred Gwynne, the giant with a gentle heart. First up is the towering Fred Gwynne, an American actor who gave life to the lovable Herman Munster. Standing tall at 6 feet 5 inches, he wasn't just a face, he was a voice too. The Munsters was aired from 1964 to 1966 when Gwynne was in his late 30s. His baritone was a showstopper, taking center stage in Broadway musicals before he ever donned the heavy makeup for Herman. Fred was born in New York City, and his childhood as the son of a wealthy stockbroker shaped a lot of his later ambitions. But let's face it, who could resist the allure of a career in showbiz when you can play the charming monster of the house? After the Munsters wrapped up, Gwynne found himself battling typecasting. Who could blame him? He had turned into a household name, and it was hard for audiences to see him as anyone else. So he returned to the stage, and boy, did he not disappoint. He tackled roles that showed off his range, including a notable turn in Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. He even guest starred in the TV classic Arsenic and Old Lace as the sinister Jonathan Brewster, proving he had the chops for both comedy and drama. Fred didn't just stop at acting. Oh no, this man was a Renaissance man. He dabbled in painting, sculpting, and even writing and illustrating children's books. Have you heard of The King Who Reigned or A Chocolate Mousse for Dinner? They're gems, just like him. After marrying his second wife in 1981, he settled down in a quaint farmhouse in Taneytown, Maryland, living a life that balanced fame and a serene personal existence. Sadly, this gentle giant passed away in 1993, just shy of his 67th birthday. His legacy, however, lives on. From the goofy laughter of the Munsters to his later dramatic roles, Fred Gwynne is missed by fans who still chuckle at his hilarious hijinks as Herman Munster.
Oh, yes. Just last Saturday night, we saw a lovely picture, The Body Snatchers.
Yvonne DiCarlo, the glamorous Lily Munster. First up, let's talk about the stunning Yvonne DiCarlo, born Margaret Yvonne Middleton on September 1st, 1922, in Vancouver, British Columbia. Now, this lady didn't have an easy start. She turned to waitressing just to make ends meet. Can you believe that? Imagine a future Hollywood star serving up burgers and fries. Yvonne's mother, seeing the spark in her daughter, enrolled her in dance classes and dramatic arts. By 1937, they made the move to Hollywood, but it didn't quite take off immediately. They returned to Canada, but fate had other plans. In 1940, They were back in Hollywood, where Yvonne danced in chorus lines by night while auditioning during the day. Talk about hustle. After some minor roles in short films, she finally snagged a part in a feature. However, when her film career hit a snag, she found her true calling as Lily Munster in the smash hit The Munsters in 1964. With her glamorous looks and sharp wit, Yvonne became an immortal part of television history. Her beauty and talent kept her in the spotlight even after the show ended, with appearances in films like McClintock, 1963, and The Power, 1968. Sadly, the world lost this Hollywood legend on January 8, 2007, at age 84 due to natural causes. But Yvonne will always be remembered as the iconic matriarch of the Munster family.
Herman, please, take it to the service station. You're not very mechanical. You're all thumbs.
No, I'm not.
Al Lewis, the lovable grandpa. Next, let's shine a light on Al Lewis, who stole our hearts as Grandpa Munster. Born in 1923, Al had a fascinating journey before landing on our TV screens. Did you know he started out as a circus performer? That's right, but he eventually pursued academics, earning a PhD in child psychology from Columbia University. Talk about brains and brawn. After a stint in teaching and writing children's books, Al decided to jump into acting, and boy, are we glad he did. He joined the Paul Mann Actors Workshop in New York and made his mark on Broadway. By the 1960s, he was a TV regular, appearing in nearly every live show out of New York. Al's portrayal of Grandpa was a delightful mix of humor and wisdom, making him a fan favorite. Once the Munsters wrapped up, he opened a restaurant in Greenwich Village called Grandpa's, which was a hit. Sadly, he passed away in 2006 at the age of 91, but his legacy lives on through the laughter he brought into our homes.
All right, Grandpa, if you want to play.
Butch Patrick, the eerie Eddie Munster. Now, we can't forget about Butch Patrick, the kid with the iconic widow's peak, Eddie Munster. Butch's journey to stardom began with a call that changed his life forever. In 1964, while the Beatles were dominating the music charts, Butch got a call to fly to CBS for a secret screen test. His character, Eddie, would become a cultural phenomenon. Before the Munsters, Butch worked with Hollywood heavyweights like Walter Brennan and Judy Garland, but it was Eddie that really put him on the map. The show ran for 2 years, but its popularity is still strong today. That unforgettable address, 1313 Mockingbird Lane, has become a staple in pop culture trivia. After the Munsters, Butch continued acting and even formed a band called Eddie and the Monsters during the MTV era. He's also a cancer survivor and now works with people struggling with addiction issues. It's inspiring to see how he gives back to the community. And hey, he married Layla Murray in 2016, proving that love knows no age.
Extracts uranium from seawater? I don't believe it.
If you will allow me,
Marilyn, please.
I'll show you how it works.
Pat Priest, the charming Marilyn Munster. Now let's talk about Pat Priest, who brought Marilyn Munster to life. Pat was born on August 15, 1936, in Bountiful, Utah. She was your quintessential 60s beauty, known for her picture-perfect looks. Pat pursued her acting dreams in Los Angeles, and her big break came when she replaced the original Marilyn Beverly Owen after she left the show for marriage. Pat's portrayal of Marilyn, who felt out of place among her ghoulish family, added a unique charm to the show. After the Munsters ended, Pat's career didn't quite hit the heights of her co-stars, but she still managed to score guest spots on shows like Bewitched and The Mary Tyler Moore Show. She eventually retired in the 80s, but still keeps the Munster spirit alive by attending conventions and revivals. Nowadays, she's a real estate maven in Idaho, flipping homes like a boss. Pat has two sons, Pierce and Lance, and she remains a beloved figure in the Munsters community. Beverly Owen, the original Marilyn. Speaking of Marilyn, let's not forget Beverly Owen, who was the first to don the blonde wig. Born Beverly Ogg on May 13, 1937, in Ottumwa, Iowa, Beverly's career kicked off while she was in high school and college, doing television and theater. She eventually made her way to New York to pursue acting, landing the role of Marilyn on the Munsters. Beverly only appeared in the first 13 episodes before leaving to get married. She's been divorced since, but she raised two daughters, Polly and Kate. While she might not be as recognized today due to her short time on the show, her contribution to the Munster legacy is undeniable. Beverly later earned a master's degree in early American history, proving there's more to her than just good looks. Chet Stratton, the theatrical presence. Now, let's give a nod to Chet Stratton, who appeared in the Munsters as the notorious Mr. McGinty. Coming from a theatrical family, Chet was a natural in the acting world. He started young, touring in repertory shows and vaudeville before studying at the University of Alabama and Rutgers University. His Broadway credits include performances with legends like Ethel Barrymore. Chet's work on the Munsters is fondly remembered, but he had a vast career in film, radio, and stage. Sadly, he passed away in 1970 due to a heart attack, but his talent lives on through his work. Harvey Korman, the comedic genius. Now, let's take a moment to appreciate the one and only Harvey Korman. Known for his roles on The Carol Burnett Show, Harvey graced the Munsters with his unforgettable presence in 3 episodes. His comedic genius shone through in every sketch, making him a household name. Korman started his career on The Danny Kaye Show and became famous for his ability to play a wide array of characters. His voice and expressive features made him a perfect fit for comedic roles, including the iconic voice of the Great Gazoo on The Flintstones. Harvey's career spanned decades, and even though he left us in 2008, his influence on comedy remains strong. Paul Lynde, the sarcastic icon. Now, let's chat about the legendary Paul Lynde. Known for his sharp wit and sarcastic delivery, Paul appeared in 3 episodes of The Munsters. His career kicked off at a young age, inspired by a silent film he saw as a child. He made his Broadway debut in New Faces of 1952, which launched his television career. Paul was a frequent guest on variety shows, including The Dean Martin Show and Hollywood Squares. His memorable role as Uncle Arthur on Bewitched cemented his status as a TV icon. Tragically, he passed away in 1982, leaving behind a legacy of laughter and unforgettable performances. John Hoyt, the versatile actor. Let's not overlook John Hoyt, who brought a unique flair to the Munsters. Born on October 5, 1905, Hoyt had a long career in film and television. He appeared in classic movies like When Worlds Collide and Spartacus, showcasing his versatility as an actor. His roles often exuded authority, which made him a perfect fit for the quirky world of the Munsters. John passed away on September 15, 1991, but his impact on the industry remains. His contributions to film and television are fondly remembered by fans. Willis Boucher, the judge with style. And last, but certainly not least, we have Willis Boucher, who appeared as a judge in 2 episodes of The Munsters. Born in 1907, Boucher had a rich career in Hollywood, bringing gravitas to every role he played. Though he may not have had a long run on the show, his performances were always memorable. Willis's career spanned several decades, and he became known for his work in film, theater, and television. Sadly, he passed away in 1972, but he'll always be remembered for the charm he brought to every character he played. The chemistry among the cast was pure magic, and their real-life friendships added to the charm. Gwen and Al Lewis, who played the wisecracking Grandpa Munster, formed a bond that lasted beyond the show. Their off-screen camaraderie was palpable, making their on-screen antics even more delightful to watch. As we look back at the enchanting world of the Munsters, it's clear that the show was more than just laughs. It was a testament to the power of creativity, transformation, and lasting friendships. So, whether you're a lifelong fan or just discovering this iconic series, the Munsters are here to remind us that family, no matter how peculiar, always comes first. Well, folks, that wraps up our deep dive into the enchanting world of the Munsters. Each cast member brought their own unique flair to this classic sitcom, creating a show that still resonates with fans today. From Yvonne DiCarlo's captivating portrayal of Lily to Al Lewis's unforgettable grandpa, they all left a lasting impact on Hollywood and our hearts. If you enjoyed this nostalgic journey, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. Share your favorite Munsters moments in the comments below. Until next time, keep the spirit of the Munsters alive, and remember, we're all a little weird in our own way. Catch you later!